Let me begin by saying I took great personal offense to everything you just said.
Secretary DeVos, I want to start by telling you a story about my constituent, Artemisa. Back in 2009, she became a student at Heald College in Modesto, just months after it was purchased by Corinthian Colleges. Artemisa wanted to make a difference in her community. She was pursuing a medical assistant degree. She chose Heald because she saw on the commercials that it had an 85% job placement rate. It seemed like a good investment. But then she graduated and she couldn't find a job. And now she owes a whopping $40,000 in student loan debt for a degree that hasn't helped her get hired. That may not seem like a lot of money to you, Secretary DeVos, but in the real world, that's devastating. Turns out, Artemisa wasn't alone in not being able to find a job. Corinthian colleges across the country lied about their job placement rate. They told her it was an 85% job placement rate for Heald. Turns out the actual rate was zero. Not 85%, zero. That's a big difference. Artemisa and tens of thousands of students were defrauded by Corinthian. We all know this, we all agree. In 2014, the Department of Education fined them $30 million for this fraud. Everyone agreed. But here, 5 years later, Artemisa still has that $40,000 in student loan debt. She still hasn't found a job in her field, and she hasn't gotten any help whatsoever. The reason for that is because you have put roadblock after roadblock in front of helping these students. Your job is to fight for them, but instead, your actions suggest you would prefer to be the chief lobbyist for the predatory schools that defrauded them. After being ordered by a federal court to stop collecting debts from cheated Corinthian students, you ignored the order and kept stealing money from these students. You were even held in contempt of court because of it. You're not standing up for them, you're working for the schools that defrauded them. Maybe you've forgotten to refund these students. Maybe Artemisa's $40,000 in student loan debt just doesn't sound like a lot to you because it's only 0.1% of one of your family's 10 yachts. Artemisa and tens of thousands of others have been waiting years for your help. You have deliberately violated a federal court order, and I'm confused why. So I guess I just have one question for you, Secretary DeVos. Are you deliberately violating this federal court order because you are too corrupt to uphold the law, or because you're too incompetent to do your job?
The gentleman will address the facts and figures and not question the character of the witness.
Secretary DeVos, why have you been held in contempt of court?
Well, Congressman, let me begin by saying I took great personal offense to everything you just said. I come to my job every day on behalf of students.
In the first few months of this program, under DeVos, they've only forgiven fully only 1,000 people, and that's out of tens of thousands that have petitioned.
I don't need to sit and listen to what you just spewed out of your mouth.
I don't understand how you can take...
I did not defy any court order. I instructed federal student aid to follow the court order.
The reality is there are tens of thousands of students whose financial futures have been ruined by 3 years of inaction. And you're just making excuses. You're blaming this problem on somebody else. You've been Secretary of Education for 3 years. And you are trying to defy the facts of this matter. Yes or no, were you held in contempt of court and fined?
Congressman, I have not been able to address all of the Corinthian College claims because a court stopped us in May of 2018.
So they are trying to match up your income with the amount of money that you're going to get back, which is a principle that seems to be not relevant to some student advocates. They say, look, if your college defrauded you, it doesn't really matter how you're doing financially now. The point is that you didn't get what you were promised.
The courts said there was nothing stopping the department from processing these borrower defense claims.
There was something stopping. There was a lack of process. The court said we could simply forgive them all, but that was not the right answer. The right answer is to do what's right for students and to do what's right for taxpayers. And that is my goal, and that is going to continue to be my goal.
What's right for students is helping the tens of thousands of students who have been defrauded, students like Artemisa. And blaming this problem on somebody else, taking 3 years to make absolutely no progress, it's not helping these students. It is only helping the scam colleges that defrauded them.